You are welcome to today's episode of Banking and You, a program that is out to educate you of what banking transactions are in Nigeria. With me in the studio today is my guest, Mr. Akinleye. You are welcome to the studio.
Thank you.
Today we shall be talking about ATM transactions and issues arising. Now, ATM is a very common name we hear out there on the street. Now, to a layman on the street, what is an ATM machine and what are the advantages that are attached to using an ATM card?
Well, thank you very much. ATM, as it's usually called, is the automated tellering machine. In other words, it's there to actually do what a teller, a human teller, would have done in the banking hall. Yeah.
Okay.
And so that's just it. People usually call it ATM, but ATM card. That is the device, the electronic device that is used to access cash. Okay. But basically speaking, it's just an automated tellering machine that could be used for various purposes.
Now, apart from the nominal cash withdrawal we normally know our ATM cards for, are there other things you can use your ATM card to do, especially now that we are drifting to a cashless kind of society?
Yeah, there are quite a number of things you can do with your debit card. It should properly be called a debit card, really. There are a lot of things you can do with it. You can pay for your utility bills on it.
Okay.
With
that
it.
Is the NEPA bill.
Yes, NEPA, water, in cases where you have such. You can also use it to load airtime on your phone.
Oh, you don't need to buy a scratch card?
No, you don't need to. You can do that there. You can also pay for subscription, maybe your DSTV or your MyTV subscription. You can pay on the machine. Okay. You can pay on the machine directly with your card, yes.
Okay, that's very good. Do you think the banking industry has done enough as regards the security and reliability of ATM cards? Because over time, I think, remember, like few years ago, 2 or 3 years ago, we have issues where you have your ATM card with you in the house,
yes, and
you are getting alerts on your phone, somebody drawing your account somewhere. Now, do you think the banking industry has really done much as regards the security and reliability of our ATM cards?
I think over a period of time, really, let me take it quickly. Over a period of time, most banks, because of the feelers and the feedbacks they got from their customers, have been able to raise the security level on those cards.
Okay.
For example, initially we used to have just a magnetic strip at the back of the cards. Okay. Now with the magnetic strip, you also have what is known as the chip, okay, the little chip. So it's an extra security device, okay, on the card. Because if you remember, the 2-3 years you're talking about, there was a massive incident of people making withdrawals from people's accounts without people's knowledge. Without
so you are saying, invariably you're saying the card we are using now in Nigeria is of international standard.
It's better,
it's more secure.
It's better secured, yes. It's better secured.
And that's from the part of the bank. Now, from the point of the customers, what do you think the customer should do as regards the security of his card?
Well, over a period of time, really, it also, there is what is known as the PIN, which is what is referred to as a personal identification number.
Okay.
Okay, which is what is given to you. It's usually a 4-digit Arabic numbers. Okay, and what those pins are meant for is for you to secure your account. So the security of your account really is both in your hands and in the hands of the bank. Okay, and so the personal identification number is supposed to have something with which you can always remember and something that is only known to you, so that a third party or a second party, as the case may be, will not have access to your account.
Okay. It should be a number that is personally known to you.
Yes,
but
personally known to you.
Where some of these pins are given to you from the bank.
Yes, once the banks give you pins, because what most banks do nowadays is that you won't even be able to use that new card that is given to you,
okay,
except you have changed the pin.
Your personal.
Yes, you have to change the pin before you can access it. I know I had an experience on that not too long ago, where I received a card quite alright from one of our banks. I went to the system and I tried to use it with that number, and it didn't allow me to use
so you have been prompted to change?
Yes, I was told to change, so I had to change it. It was after I changed it I could use it.
Now, can you please advise us, maybe we that are not bankers, nominal people on the street, what are those kind of number you think we should change our PIN to? Because there are chances where some persons close associated to you can guess your PIN and stumble on something. some people use like maybe their date of birth or something. Is there any guideline?
But
Somebody that's been in the
well,
industry
really, except for guesswork, really, to be very frank, except for guesswork, if you look at it very well, any number you pick and you pick within you, it's usually very difficult for somebody else to know.
Okay.
However, you may have compromised your PIN. Maybe your wife wants to buy something or your husband wants to buy something, and you decide to give your card to that close person or your spouse. Definitely you have already compromised by letting he or she know what your PIN is.
Okay.
So usually the advice really in that area is for you, after that transaction that you are aware of, you can get to the bank and change, or get to any of the ATM machines and change your PIN.
Now, beside the PIN, let's look at the security of this card in this way. There are some sites in Nigeria today that you can use your ATM card to make payments.
Okay.
And in some of these sites, I don't think you necessarily need to enter your PIN before you can make payments. So I'm looking at it that the first role customers has to play is to make sure their card is always within their reach.
Yes, it's extremely.
Don't you think that if somebody has access to my card, they can use it to pay on net?
That's possible, but I think over a period of time too, it's becoming more and more impossible or more and more difficult for people to actually go ahead to do that. If you remember very well that years ago, yes, there was quite a number of things you could do, but now as the level of education among the society grows, so also people are more aware.
Okay.
People tend to be more open to security features than they had been hitherto before now. So that's just it.
So it's more secure, even without my PIN.
It's better now, because now you have your card with you and can do transactions with it. So what it means is that you have to make sure that your card is always with you at any given period of time.
It's nice having you in the studio. Viewers at home, please don't go away. We'll be right back after this time out.
Share in the experience. Innovations in the banking sector. Informative and educative with in-depth analysis, on-target discussion, a unique presentation style, and everything you need to know about the cashless society and banking in Nigeria. Only one TV banking show tells you all. Banking and You with Jeremiah Ojonowa on NTA Channel 10 Lagos every Thursday, 5 p.m. For sponsorship and advert placement, please call Jerry on 0805 401 5098, 08166 112145, Blossom on 07037 667654, and Kunle on 08027 805699. Banking and You with Jeremiah Ojonowa.
Once you release your PIN to someone else, someone indirectly has access to your account.
Knowing and understanding your bank. Don't miss it.
Welcome back. It's still Banking and You, and we've been talking about ATM transactions and matters arising. And with me in the studio is Akinleye, an erudite scholar, a banker over the years, and we'll be looking at the advantages that are available for you in using your ATM card, especially now that the economy is going cashless. And we'll be looking at the roles of the bank to ensure that the card is more secured on the side of the customer, and in the security of customer funds. I want to believe that it's not just the function of the bank. The customer equally has a role to play. While the bank is playing their role, the customer equally has a role to play. So but the bank essentially is where you keep your money, is when you keep your treasure. So you have a role to play in securing your funds in the bank. Now, in order to secure the ATM card, the bank or the ATM vendors, because today I think there are some licensed people that actually run ATM too, who've gotten that over time from the CBN. What are the role of these people to ensure that customer cards are secured?
Basically, they all run on the same platform. So I do not think they need to do anything extra, because the cards are there. You have the microchip, you have the magnetic strip. I don't think they need to do anything extra particularly. All they need to do is to make sure that wherever it is their ATM machines are situated are places that are not secluded or taken away from where people are.
Okay.
so that you don't have a situation where somebody makes a withdrawal and somebody else sneaks behind him to dislodge him of what he has just withdrawn,
Okay.
or put him under some form of pressure or duress to make withdrawal from his through the machine from his account. So basically that, but they should make sure that the machines are situated in such a way that it makes it easier for people, and whatever it is that anybody is doing in that environment,
Okay.
is well seen, good lighting, and of course they should make sure that each of the machines, I'm aware of that a lot of banks on their machines they have cameras.
Okay.
They should make sure that on their own machines too, those cameras are working, and then they should run a test on it intermittently to be sure that those things are okay, so that in case there is a report of fraud, they will be able to track it. Yes, they will be able to track it. Yes.
I think it's with respect to that the CBN recently made out a law that all banks should withdraw their ATM back to the banking premises, so that they can actually monitor what is going on their ATMs. Now, the ATM usage is actually user friendly.
No.
Now, we've had issues where machine has been dispensing cash, and some people will get there and tell you, the machine is not changing my PIN, it's not accepting my PIN. I've been in the banking industry for years. I work on the customer service desk, and these are little issue I face every day in and out. Now, can you just please put us through the PIN change process on an ATM
okay.
machine?
Basically, when you have taken your card from the bank and you've been given your card, whether you are a new account holder or you are somebody just receiving a different card for a different purpose, you go to the machine, you slot in your card. Let me also say this quickly before I go on with the process. You see, we have different types of cards and for different purposes. You have the debit card, which means that you can only use it to debit.
Okay.
Debit in the sense that you have some money in your account and you want to make withdrawal.
Is available in your account. It doesn't have a credit value.
Yes, but there are cards that are known as credit cards. Very few people have it around. Okay, and I think the reason why we are having difficulty as a people or as a society is because we do not have all that it requires yet in terms of security to be able to identify individuals. If not, credit cards should be available to most Nigerians too, because if they do good business, credit cards should be available to them. Now, on that issue, it takes his card, it goes to the machine, approaches the machine. Okay, there is a section on the part of the card, you see an arrow pointed. That is the part that goes into the machine. Once it gets into the machine will prompt. Some machines will give you the advert of the bank before eventually you can prompt.
Some will address you with your name.
Yes, so it prompts, and when it prompts, it asks, the first thing it asks you is PIN, insert PIN. So, of course, if you are a new user, you actually insert the PIN that was given to you in the sealed slip. There's a sealed slip that will be given to you. You insert that PIN. After you have inserted that PIN, it will allow you access to another screen. On that screen, you have change PIN, you have balance inquiry, you have quite a number of other things on it, bill payment and all that on that screen. Now, what you are expected to do, because it's a fresh card, what you are expected to do is to change your PIN. So you impute, the change your PIN or depress the button there. Then of course it comes out with a screen for you to input your numbers, your own numbers. So input your numbers and to ask you to reconfirm that PIN.
I think that is where most people miss it. So you need to re-enter the second time.
Yes, you enter it the second time, and when you enter it the second time, to tell you PIN change successful. Or PIN change successfully. Then it will return your card to you.
Do you want to do another transaction?
Yes. Now you can now go ahead and do a fresh transaction.
So you need to bring out the card, then you put inside.
It will actually return the card to you. Yes, so that you can actually start a fresh transaction.
That's very good. It is good we know this, because many people on the street, especially now that we are going cashless, some persons will tell you, I don't need an ATM. They will tell you, I'm a kind of person that I don't really need an ATM. Now, with what you've said, it therefore means everybody can use an ATM because it's actually user friendly.
Yes.
It's not something you need somebody to put you through before you can necessarily use. Now, this becomes very important to us viewers at home, because in no time from now, we are going cashless, and the limits you can actually withdraw from your account has been pegged down to 150 for individual account holders,